Once upon a time, nearly 2,000 years ago, a Roman emperor sat in his tent under the flickering light of an oil lamp, scribbling thoughts about life and purpose. That man was Marcus Aurelius, not just a ruler, but a philosopher whose book, Meditations, still inspires millions today. So what made a busy emperor, juggling the weight of an empire, carve out time each evening to find peace within himself? And why, in our chaotic modern world, do his evening habits matter more than ever? Picture this. You're Sarah, an office worker in New York. Every day, you're racing against deadlines, drowning in emails, and when you finally get home, you turn to Instagram or Netflix to unwind. But instead of feeling refreshed, you go to bed with a restless mind, already stressing about tomorrow. Sound familiar? According to a 2023 American Psychological Association survey, 77% of Americans say they feel stressed regularly. Technology, work, and endless expectations are stealing our peace. So, how do we reclaim that calm? How do we turn our evenings into a sanctuary where we can recharge and prepare for a new day? Marcus Aurelius had the answer. He believed evenings were a time to disconnect, reflect, and realign with your deepest values. Today, I'm taking you through 7 of Marcus Aurelius' evening habits, practices that helped him navigate the pressures of ruling an empire and can transform how you live in our fast-paced world. From unplugging from tech to reconnecting with family, you'll discover practical steps to create a meaningful evening routine. Have you ever wondered, how can I truly relax after a long day? Or, am I living the life I really want? Stick with me, because we're about to uncover the answers through the wisdom of one of history's greatest minds. Before we dive in, think about your last evening. Were you truly present, or just scrolling through your phone? Join me on this journey to find the peace we all crave. And if you're ready to transform your evenings and live with more purpose, hit that subscribe button now so you don't miss out on more life-changing insights like these. Ready? Let's explore 7 things to do in your evenings. Number 1. Disconnect from digital noise. Finding inner stillness. Imagine it's the end of a long day. You're finally home, the weight of work still lingering in your mind. Your phone lights up. A notification from work, a text from a friend, that endless scroll of Instagram reels calling your name. Before you know it, it's midnight, and your brain is buzzing, far from the peace you craved. Sound familiar? Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who faced the chaos of ruling an empire, once said, "It is in your power to retire into yourself whenever you choose." 2,000 years ago, he knew the secret to finding stillness, disconnecting from the noise around us. Let me tell you about John, a software developer from San Francisco. After a day of coding and Zoom calls, he used to spend his evenings glued to his phone, catching up on emails or binge-watching YouTube. But he noticed something troubling. He was exhausted yet couldn't sleep. His mind was racing. Sound like you? In our world, we're bombarded with digital noise. A 2022 study found that the average American spends over 4 hours a day on their phone, often right up until bedtime. That constant stimulation spikes our stress hormones, making it harder to unwind or sleep deeply. Marcus Aurelius didn't have smartphones, but he faced his own distractions, court intrigues, military reports, the chatter of advisors. Yet, every evening he chose to step away, to retreat into his own mind. For him, this wasn't just about rest. It was about cleansing his soul from the day's chaos, finding clarity to face tomorrow. Compare that to our habit of scrolling through TikTok or answering one last email. Those moments we think are relaxing are often keeping us wired, not restored. So, how can we follow Marcus' lead? It's simpler than you think. Start by setting a hard rule. No screens at least 30 minutes before bed. John tried this, putting his phone in a drawer across the room and setting it to Do Not Disturb. Instead, he spent 5 minutes doing a guided meditation from an app like Calm, a simple body scan where he focused on his breath, letting the day's stress melt away. The result? He fell asleep faster and woke up feeling refreshed, not drained. But here's a common mistake. We tell ourselves, "I'll just check my phone for 5 minutes." 5 minutes turns into an hour, and suddenly, your brain is too wired to rest. The science backs this up. Blue light from screens suppresses melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep. Instead of screens, try something that brings you back to yourself. Maybe it's a short meditation, like John's, or reading a page from a book. Marcus would approve of his own meditations for this. Even sitting quietly with a cup of tea, noticing the warmth in your hands, can be enough to ground you. The lesson here is clear. True relaxation isn't found in distractions, but in giving your mind space to breathe. By disconnecting from digital noise, you're not just preparing for better sleep, you're reclaiming your inner peace. So tonight, try it. Put your phone away, maybe even in another room. Ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do to feel calm right now? You might be surprised how powerful those few minutes of stillness can be. And if you're finding value in these Stoic secrets, don't miss the rest of Marcus' evening habits. Hit subscribe so we can keep exploring how to live better together. Now, let's move to our next habit, moving your body to nurture your soul. Stay with me. Number 2, move your body. Exercise for mind and soul. Picture this. It's evening in ancient Rome, and Marcus Aurelius, after a day of leading an empire, steps outside his tent. The cool night air brushes his face as he walks, not to impress anyone, but to feel alive, to reconnect with his body and soul. He once wrote, "It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable." 2,000 years ago, this emperor understood something we often forget. Moving your body isn't just about fitness, it's about freeing your mind. Let's meet Emily, a high school teacher from Chicago. After a long day managing a classroom of teenagers, she used to collapse on her couch, too tired to even think about exercise. "I'm exhausted," she'd tell herself, scrolling through her phone instead. But she noticed her stress lingered, her sleep was restless, and she woke up still feeling drained. Sounds like a trap you've fallen into. In our busy American lives, it's easy to skip exercise, especially at night. We tell ourselves we're too tired, or we'll do it tomorrow. But here's the thing. A 2021 study from the Journal of Sports Medicine found that just 10 minutes of evening exercise, like a brisk walk, can reduce stress hormones and help you sleep better. Marcus Aurelius and his fellow Stoics saw physical movement as a path to self-mastery. For them, it wasn't about chasing a beach body for likes on Instagram. It was about building discipline, resilience, and a connection to nature. Compare that to our modern excuses, "I don't have time," or "I don't want to be sore for work tomorrow." Those are traps that keep us stuck. Marcus knew that even a simple walk could clear the mind and strengthen the spirit. So, how did Emily break free? She started small, a 15-minute walk around her neighborhood each evening. As she walked, she noticed the way the leaves rustled, the glow of the streetlights, and the rhythm of her steps. It wasn't just exercise, it was a reset. Her stress from the day faded, and she felt ready to face tomorrow. Science backs this up. Moving your body releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that lift your mood and calm your mind. Even better, evening exercise can help you fall asleep faster, leaving you refreshed for the morning. But here's a mistake we often make. Thinking exercise has to be intense, like a full gym session, or it's not worth doing. That's not true. A gentle stretch, a short yoga flow, or even dancing to your favorite song in the living room counts. The key is to move with intention, to feel your body, not to impress anyone else. One night, try this. Follow a 10-minute yoga video, something like Yoga with Adrian on YouTube, or take a walk and count your breaths as you go. Notice the world around you. The lesson from Marcus is simple. Your body is your ally, not just a tool for looks. Moving it, even briefly, builds a bridge between your mind and soul, preparing you for rest and renewal. So tonight, ask yourself, how can I move my body to feel alive? You don't need a gym membership, just a few minutes and a willingness to try. Loving these Stoic habits so far? Subscribe to the channel to keep learning how to live with purpose and peace, just like Marcus did. Next up, we'll explore how reflecting on your day can transform your life. Stay with me. Number 3. Reflect on your day, the Stoic art of self-examination. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, sitting quietly at the end of a hectic day. Surrounded by the weight of an empire, battles to plan, laws to decree, he still carved out time each evening to sit with a scroll and reflect. He wrote in his meditations, "Nothing has such power to broaden the mind as the ability to investigate systematically and truly all that comes under thy observation in life." For Marcus, the evening wasn't just for rest. It was a courtroom of the soul, where he examined his actions, choices, and emotions to become a better version of himself. Now, let's meet Michael, a project manager from Los Angeles. His days are a whirlwind of meetings, emails, and tight deadlines. By evening, he used to zone out with Netflix, trying to forget the stress of a tough client call or a missed deadline. But he noticed something. The stress didn't go away. It piled up, making him feel stuck. Ever felt like that? In our fast-paced American lives, we rarely pause to look back. A 2023 study from the University of California found that people who reflect daily on their actions report higher life satisfaction and lower stress. Yet, most of us rush through our evenings without a second thought about the day we just lived. Marcus and his fellow Stoics called this practice attention, a deliberate review of your day to see if your actions align with the person you want to be. It's not about judging yourself harshly, like beating yourself up over a mistake. Instead, it's a compassionate check-in, like a friend asking, "How did today go for you?" Compare this to our modern habit of distraction, scrolling social media or binge-watching shows. Those might feel like an escape, but they don't help us grow. Reflection, on the other hand, is like holding a mirror to your soul, revealing what's working and what needs a tweak. So, how did Michael make this Stoic practice his own? He started setting aside 10 minutes before bed to journal. He'd ask himself simple questions. What did I do well today? What made me uncomfortable? How can I improve tomorrow? One evening, he wrote about a heated moment in a meeting where he snapped at a colleague. Reflecting, he realized his frustration came from feeling unheard. Instead of dwelling on guilt, he decided to approach the next meeting with more patience. That small act of self-examination didn't just clear his mind, it made him a better leader. Here's a common mistake. We either skip reflection entirely, thinking it's too woo-woo, or we turn it into a self-criticism session, focusing only on what went wrong. Marcus taught us to balance honesty with kindness. Try this tonight. Grab a notebook or even a notes app on your phone. Jot down 3 things, one moment you're proud of, one that challenged you, and one way you can grow tomorrow. For example, maybe you helped a coworker, got annoyed in traffic, and want to practice staying calm next time. It takes just a few minutes, but it's like planting seeds for a wiser, more grounded you. The lesson here is powerful. Reflecting on your day isn't just looking back. It's building a bridge to a better tomorrow. By taking time to understand your actions, you live with more intention, just like Marcus did. So, ask yourself tonight, what's one choice I made today that shaped who I am? If you're finding these Stoic habits inspiring, hit that subscribe button to keep exploring how to live with purpose and peace. Next, we'll dive into how contemplating a role model can guide your choices. Stay with me. Number 4. Emulate your role model, contemplating your sage. Imagine Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, pausing in the quiet of the evening. Amid the chaos of ruling an empire, he would sit and reflect on a single question. What would Zeno do? Zeno, the founder of Stoic philosophy, was Marcus' guiding light. His sage, a figure of wisdom and virtue he looked to when navigating life's challenges. Marcus once wrote, "Mastery of reading and writing requires a master. Still, more so life." For him, the evening was a time to measure his actions against the example of someone he admired, ensuring he lived with purpose. Now, let's meet Lisa, a college student in Boston. Her days are packed with classes, part-time work, and the pressure to figure out her future. One evening, after a heated debate in class left her feeling defensive and shaken, she found herself replaying the moment, wishing she'd handled it better. That's when she started a simple Stoic practice, reflecting on her role model. For Lisa, that's Michelle Obama, someone she admires for her grace, confidence, and ability to stay calm under pressure. Lisa asked herself, how would Michelle have responded in that debate? The answer helped her see she could have listened more and reacted less. In our busy American lives, we're surrounded by role models, celebrities, influencers, or even someone closer, like a mentor or parent. But how often do we pause to think about their qualities and how we can embody them? A 2022 study from Harvard Business Review found that people who regularly reflect on their role models make more intentional decisions and feel more confident in tough situations. Marcus knew this centuries ago. His sage, Zeno, wasn't just a figure to idolize, he was a compass, guiding Marcus to act with wisdom and integrity even when emotions ran high. Compare that to our modern habit of chasing fleeting inspiration from social media quotes or viral videos. Those might motivate us for a moment, but they don't anchor us like a true role model can. So, how can you bring this Stoic practice into your evenings? It's simple. Take 5 minutes before bed to think about someone you admire. Maybe it's a historical figure like Martin Luther King Jr., a family member who always stays kind under pressure, or even an ideal version of yourself. Ask, did I act today in a way my role model would? For Lisa, this meant reflecting on her debate and realizing she could have been more patient. She jotted down one trait, calmness, and set an intention to practice it tomorrow. The next time she faced a tense moment, she channeled Michelle's poise and felt more in control. Here's a common mistake. We pick role models who seem perfect, like airbrushed influencers, and feel discouraged when we fall short. Marcus didn't choose Zeno because he was flawless. He chose him for his values, like courage and clarity. Pick someone whose qualities resonate with the person you want to become, not an unattainable ideal. Try this tonight. Write down 3 traits of your role model. Say, kindness, discipline, or honesty. Then, reflect. Did I show these traits today? How can I embody them tomorrow? It's like having a wise mentor whispering guidance as you close out your day. The lesson here is profound. A role model gives you a roadmap to live better. By contemplating your sage each evening, you're not just reflecting, you're shaping who you'll become. So, ask yourself tonight, who inspires me to be my best self? If these Stoic habits are sparking something in you, hit that subscribe button to keep discovering how to live with more intention and peace. Next, we'll explore a powerful Stoic practice to put your worries into perspective. Stay with me. Number 5. Zoom out. The view from above. Picture Marcus Aurelius, the Emperor of Rome, sitting alone in the stillness of the evening. After a day filled with the weight of an empire, decisions, conflicts, and endless demands, he would pause to gaze at the stars. In his meditations, he wrote, "Think of substance in its entirety, of which you have the smallest of shares, and of time in its entirety, of which a brief and momentary span has been assigned to you." This was his practice of taking the view from above, a Stoic exercise where he zoomed out from his daily struggles to see himself as part of the vast cosmos. It was his way of finding peace, no matter the chaos. Now, meet David, a salesman from Austin, Texas. One evening, after a tough day where his boss criticized his performance in front of the team, David felt crushed. He replayed the moment over and over, his mind spiraling with frustration and self-doubt. Ever been there? In our modern American lives, it's easy to get trapped in these moments, whether it's a work setback, an argument with a friend, or just the stress of keeping up. A 2023 study from the American Psychological Association found that 62% of Americans feel overwhelmed by daily stressors. But what if there was a way to let those worries shrink, to see them for what they really are? Marcus's view from above is like stepping back from a painting to see the whole canvas. He'd imagine himself rising above his palace, above Rome, above the earth itself, until his problems looked tiny against the vastness of the universe. Compare that to our habit of zooming in, obsessing over a rude email, a missed deadline, or a social media slight. Those things feel huge in the moment, but Marcus knew they're just specks in the grand scheme. So, how did David apply this? That evening, he sat on his porch, closed his eyes, and tried Marcus's exercise. He pictured himself first in his home, then his neighborhood, then Austin, then the entire planet. He thought about the millions of people out there, each with their own struggles, some far greater than a bad day at work. He zoomed out further, imagining Earth as a pale blue dot in the cosmos. Suddenly, his boss's words didn't seem so heavy. They were just a moment, not his whole story. By the time he opened his eyes, he felt lighter, ready to let go and move forward. Here's a common mistake. We think we need a perfect setting or hours of time to reflect like this, so we skip it. But Marcus did this in a war-torn camp, with just a few minutes. You don't need a mountaintop, just a quiet corner and 5 minutes. Try this tonight. Sit somewhere calm, maybe by a window. Start small, picture your room, your house, your city. Then zoom out to your country, the planet, the stars. Ask yourself, how big is my worry compared to all this? If you're stressed about a work email, think about someone facing a real crisis. Say, a family displaced by a storm. It's not about dismissing your feelings, it's about putting them in perspective. The lesson here is transformative. When you zoom out, your problems don't disappear, but they lose their power to overwhelm you. You see yourself as part of something bigger, connected to the world in a way that brings clarity and calm. So, ask yourself tonight, what's one worry I can let go of by seeing the bigger picture? If this Stoic wisdom is resonating with you, hit that subscribe button to keep exploring how to live with more peace and purpose. Next, we'll talk about why Marcus made time for family, and how it can change your evenings, too. Stay with me. Number 6. Cherish family time, the Stoic value of connection. Imagine the sun setting over ancient Rome, the day's chaos fading as Marcus Aurelius, emperor and father, steps away from the weight of his empire. In the quiet of the evening, he finds his children, tucks them into bed, and whispers goodnight, fully aware that life is fleeting. He wrote in his meditations, "The present is all that they can give up, since that is all you have, and what you do not have, you cannot lose." For Marcus, these moments with family weren't just routine, they were sacred, a reminder to cherish the people he loved while they were still here. Now, Let's meet Anna, a single mom in Seattle. Her days are a blur of work, school runs, and endless to-do lists. By evening, she used to sit with her kids in front of the TV, everyone silently scrolling their phones or too tired to talk. But deep down, she felt a pang of guilt. She was there, but not present. Sound familiar? In our busy American lives, quality family time is slipping away. A 2024 study found that 70% of U.S. families spend less than 30 minutes a day truly connecting, often distracted by screens or exhaustion. Marcus understood something we often forget. Life is fragile, and the moments we have with loved ones are precious. He practiced a Stoic habit called memento mori, remembering that life is temporary. As he kissed his children goodnight, he'd think, this might be the last time. Not out of fear, but to savor the moment fully. Compare that to our modern evenings, where we might be in the same room as our family but lost in our own digital worlds. Those distractions rob us of the connection that fuels love and meaning. So, how did Anna reclaim this Stoic practice? She started small. She declared dinner a no-phone zone. Instead of eating in silence, she and her kids played a game. Each person shared one thing that made them smile that day. One night, her son told a goofy story about a school prank, and for the first time in weeks, they laughed together. Those 15 minutes around the table didn't just fill their stomachs, they filled their hearts. Research backs this up. A 2023 study from the Journal of Family Psychology found that regular family interactions, even brief ones, boost emotional well-being and strengthen bonds. Here's a common mistake. We think being in the same space as our family counts as quality time. But sitting on the couch watching TV isn't the same as truly engaging. Marcus didn't just share space with his kids, he gave them his full attention. You can do this, too, even if you don't have kids. Try this tonight. Set aside 15 minutes to connect with someone you care about. If you're with family, play a board game, tell stories, or ask, what was the best part of your day? If you live alone, call a parent or friend and really listen. For Anna, those small moments with her kids became the highlight of her evenings, reminding her what matters most. The lesson here is profound. Family time isn't just about being together. It's about showing up fully, knowing these moments won't last forever. By cherishing them, you build love and memories that outlast any busy day. So, ask yourself tonight, who can I connect with, even for a few minutes, to show them they matter? If these Stoic habits are sparking joy in you, hit that subscribe button to keep learning how to live with more connection and purpose. Next, we'll explore a powerful practice to end your day with gratitude. Stay with me. Number 7. Practice gratitude, cultivating a Stoic mindset. Imagine Marcus Aurelius, the Emperor of Rome, sitting by candlelight at the end of a grueling day. Despite the burdens of war, politics, and an empire's demands, he took a moment each evening to reflect on what he was thankful for. A simple meal, the loyalty of a friend, or the chance to live another day. Though he never used the word gratitude in his meditations, his writings pulse with a Stoic appreciation for life's gifts, no matter how small. He knew that focusing on what you have, rather than what you lack, could transform your perspective and bring peace to even the most turbulent heart. Now, meet Tom, a rideshare driver in Miami. His evenings used to end with frustration, complaining about rude passengers, traffic, or the grind of long hours. He'd go to bed feeling drained, his mind stuck on what went wrong. Sounds like a rut you've been in. In our fast-paced American lives, it's easy to focus on the negatives. A 2022 Harvard Health study found that practicing gratitude can reduce symptoms of depression by 15% and boost overall well-being. Yet, most of us rush through our days, overlooking the little moments that could lift us up. The Stoics, like Marcus, didn't wait for grand reasons to feel grateful. They saw gratitude as a choice, a way to anchor themselves in the present and find joy in what's right in front of them. Compare that to our modern habit of dwelling on what's missing, a better job, more money, or a perfect day. That mindset keeps us restless. Gratitude, on the other hand, is like a warm light that softens the edges of a hard day. So, how did Tom weave this Stoic practice into his evenings? He started small. Each night, before bed, he grabbed a small notebook and wrote down 3 things he was grateful for. One evening, he jotted down a kind passenger who tipped extra, a sunset over the highway, and a safe drive home. At first, it felt awkward, but over time, those few minutes shifted his focus. Instead of grumbling about a tough shift, he went to sleep with a sense of contentment. Science supports this. Studies show that just 5 minutes of gratitude journaling can lower stress and improve sleep quality. Here's a common mistake. We think gratitude is only for big wins like a promotion or a vacation, so we skip it when life feels ordinary. But Marcus found value in the smallest things, a breath of fresh air, a moment of quiet. You can, too. Try this tonight. Take 5 minutes to write down 3 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be profound. Maybe it's a warm coffee, a smile from a coworker, or the fact that you made it through a tough day. If writing's not your thing, say them out loud to someone you love, like, "I'm grateful for our chat today." For Tom, this practice turned his evenings into a moment of peace, reminding him that even on hard days, there's something worth celebrating. The lesson here is simple yet powerful. Gratitude isn't just a feeling. It's a practice that rewires your mind to see the good in life. By ending your day with thanks, you cultivate a Stoic mindset that carries you forward with hope. So, ask yourself tonight, what's one thing I'm grateful for right now? If these Stoic habits are helping you find more peace, hit that subscribe button to keep exploring how to live with purpose and joy. Next, we'll wrap up with how to tie all these practices into a life-changing evening routine. Stay with me. Building your Stoic evening routine. As the stars began to fade over ancient Rome, Marcus Aurelius would close his journal, his evening ritual complete. In those quiet moments, he wasn't just an emperor. He was a man seeking peace, purpose, and a life well lived. His meditations weren't written for fame, but for himself, a guide to navigating life's storms with grace. And now, here we are, 2,000 years later, drawing inspiration from his evening habits to find calm in our own chaotic world. Let's revisit Sarah, the New Yorker we met at the start. A month ago, her evenings were a blur of stress and screens, leaving her drained and disconnected. But after trying Marcus' Stoic practices, everything changed. She began unplugging her phone to find stillness, taking short walks to clear her mind, and reflecting on her day to grow wiser. She started asking, "What would my role model do?" and zooming out to see her worries shrink against the vastness of life. She carved out time to laugh with her family and ended each night with gratitude, noting small joys like a good cup of coffee or a kind word from a friend. Now, Sarah sleeps better, wakes up refreshed, and feels more in control of her life. These 7 habits, disconnecting from digital noise, moving your body, reflecting on your day, emulating your role model, taking the view from above, cherishing family time, and practicing gratitude, aren't just ancient wisdom. They're a blueprint for modern living. A 2023 study from the American Psychological Association showed that structured evening routines can reduce stress by up to 30%, helping you face each day with clarity and purpose. Marcus knew this long ago. Evenings are your chance to reset, to align with the person you want to be. But here's a common mistake. We try to overhaul our lives overnight, piling on every habit at once, only to burn out and give up. Marcus didn't become a Stoic master in a day. He built his practices slowly, with intention. Start small. Tonight, pick just one habit, maybe 5 minutes of gratitude or putting your phone away early. Ask yourself, what's one step I can take to make my evenings more meaningful? For Sarah, it was starting with a short walk, and that small choice sparked a ripple effect of change. The beauty of these Stoic habits is that they don't require wealth, status, or hours of free time, just a commitment to show up for yourself. By building an evening routine inspired by Marcus Aurelius, you're not just winding down. You're crafting a life of purpose, connection, and peace. So, what will your evening look like tonight? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear which habit you're trying first. And if this journey has inspired you, hit that subscribe button and join our community to keep exploring how ancient wisdom can transform your modern life. Don't miss our next video, where we'll dive into Marcus' morning routines to supercharge your day. Until then, take a deep breath, reflect on today, and start building your Stoic evening, one small step at a time. See you soon.